All right, these are the answers to the summary worksheet from week 1. Which said, for this following, can you determine if this is a statistical question? How many students are attending virtually this year? Now, remember, this is something that could be answered by data, and I would say that's definitely a check here. And but it's data that varies. Will vary. Now, is that happening here? How many students are attending virtually this year? I guess depending on the day that might. So if you said, well, if we do this every day, maybe the number of virtual students varies up and down, I'd say, okay, maybe. But then, does it have a clear population in mind? When it says how many students, doesn't say where those students are from, doesn't say which students are we talking about. Are we talking about just freshmen and sophomores? Are we talking about just South Milwaukee or just all of Wisconsin? You know, what are we talking about here? So I would say that's where this fails. I'd say no. All right, population needs to be more specific. All right, number 2, identify each of these as categorical or numerical. Our favorite ice cream topping of 20 students. So you're going to give me, whether that's peanuts or whether that's whipped cream or whether that's hot fudge. All of those are categories, not numbers. So we would say this is categorical. Okay. Number of masks owned by an algebra class. So I'd ask you how many masks you own, and you'd give me a number. And because of that, this is numerical. These are pretty simple, right? Number 4, rewrite this to make it a statistical question. How many students were injured in last week's football game? So this does have data in it, and it is specific in terms of the football game, maybe not so much where these players are, but it's not going to vary. It's just a certain number, right? So we would maybe go, how many South Milwaukee players are injured in a typical game? And by asking it that way, now it will have data behind it, and that data will vary from game to game, and we're very specific about who we're talking about here. All right, this one tells us we have the number of here's the number of times students check their phone in a typical class period. We want to create a dot plot for this data. So the lowest amount it looks like is 9, so we'll go all the way back to 9. The highest amount is 40. So if we kind of just go by, and we'll go 9. Let's say I'm thinking here, what if I make that 10 and we go by 2s, right? And then anything in between can be put there. So 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, and 40. Okay, so 20, 21, 25, 19, 23, 31, 33, 40, 26, 17, 18, 19, 9, 20, and there's our data. Okay, so there's our dot plot. All right. Find the mean, median, mode of this. So as far as the mean goes, all right, we're going to add up and then divide. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 14 people here. So we're going to add this up and then divide by 14. So this is, let's see, 41, 66, 85, 108, 139, 172, 212, 238, 255, 273, 292, 301, 321. And if we go 321 divided by 14, oh, sorry, just a second. 321 divided by 14, we end up with 22.929. So about 23 times, it looks like, is what this would suggest for the mean. As far as the median goes, now we're looking for the middle. So since there's 14, I'm going to the 7th number in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. So it's between 20 and 21. So it'd be 20.5. That's our median. Okay. And then our mode is what appeared most often. Now, we had 19 and 20 both show up twice. So we would say 19 and 20 are our mode. If it would have been more, if you had had a third one that's part of that, we would have just said there is none. You can have one or two that appear the most often, but after that, it just kind of gets silly. Now, find the 5 number summary. So our minimum was 9, our maximum was 40, and we said our median was 20.5. Okay? So now what we want to do is we want to find the middle of the first quartile. So there's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers to the left of this median. We're going to go to the 4th number. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your first quartile, and that was 19. And then we're going to go to the middle of the upper. 1, 2, 3, 4, right there, 26. That's your third quartile. Right. So our interquartile range would be 26 minus 19, which would be 7. So that's the gap between the third and first quartiles. It says create a box plot. Now, we could do it on here, but I'm actually just going to come back up here and put it right on there. So there's our minimum, and then here was our maximum. Our median was 20.5. Our first quartile was 19, and then there was that one. So now if I draw this in, okay, and draw that out, and there you can see we have quite a big gap between, for our first, quite a big gap for our, and then the middle 50% are pretty close together, especially that second quartile. They're really close together right there. All right. Sometimes it's just nice to see that on that dot plot. Here's a dot plot that's already been made for us. We're supposed to find the mean, median, and mode. So as far as the mean goes, we're going to add them up and then divide by the number that are there. So let's find out how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 numbers. Okay. So let's add them up. So zeros don't add up. So we got 1 plus 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 27, 31, 41, 51, 56, 64, 72, 81, 90, 99, 109, 119, 129, 39, 49, 59, 69, 180, 191, 202, 213, 225. So if I add them up, I get 225 divided by 40 gives us 5.625. That's our mean. Okay. As far as the median, since there's 40 numbers, it would be between the 20 and 20. It would be 20 on each side, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right there. Between 5 and 5, so our median would be 5. As far as the mode goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers on the 10. Nothing else has more. So 10 would be our mode. Find the 5 number summary. Our minimum is 0, our maximum was 12. Our median, we said, was 5. There are 20 numbers on either side, so we're going to go 10 numbers to the first quartile, 10 past, and split this into 10s, basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right there. So our first quartile is at 2. Then you have 10 numbers to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's our third quartile, that's at 10. Again, you could do this down here, but I kind of like using this. 0, 2, 5, 10, 12, make our box. And this time you can see that the first quartile and the third quartile are pretty close together, but then we have this kind of bigger gap in the middle. And it's because of how many people were on these ends and not so much in the middle.